Number one. Number one. 7 marketing principles of your person in order to turn your passion, your potentials to products, and from products to profit. I take that again, excuse me. 7 marketing principles that you need to turn your person as a product to products to turn your potentials to products, from products to profit. Number one, recognize that you are a product and prepare yourself adequately. Let me list them out. The 7 P's: 1, product; 2, package; 3, price; 4, place; 5, promotion; 6, people; and 7, profit. So let me go one after the other. Product. Recognize that you are a product. Prepare yourself adequately. What do I mean? Spend quality time studying yourself. Students who understand themselves do better. When I was in the university, I loved to read in the night. I could play all through the day. By 9 p.m. I'm in bed. 12 I'm up. I'm going to read till 4. I go back to bed and I wake by 7 and I go to school. My friends don't see me read most times, but when the results are out, they will be calling me, "You did expo." It's not all of us that are playing. Some of them can't read in the night. They needed to read in the day. So when they follow me to play in the day, in the night when I'm reading, they are sleeping and snoring. Understand yourself. You're a product. Study yourself. Gain knowledge in the area of your interest. Work hard at being the best in your field of endeavor. In doing this, you are preparing yourself as a product. When I knew God wanted me to be a minister of the gospel. Now let me give you an information. Let me tell you a little story. When I was growing up, I had this experience that each time I said things, they happened. So at some point, some people thought I used demonic powers. But I always had angelic visits, I always had a lot of time to pray, and I always heard the Spirit of God speak to me. Sometimes I see my entire day before the day, and I knew God was the one showing me my life. Right from when I was 6 years old, 7 years, growing up. Sometimes people think that because I met Prophet Bushiri, Pastor Chris, TB Joshua, Chris Okafor, they gave me food. One man told me, he said, "What did Pastor Chris give you? You act like him." No, that's not it. So it's been there from childhood. So when I got conscious of the fact that I was going to be a preacher, I knew at that point I had a speech problem. I was a stutterer. In short, if you give me some consonant words, I just talk. You know what I did? I began to speak to the mirror. I will stand in front of the mirror and I will speak to the mirror. I began to read books. I read hundreds of books. I used to go to children's library. I used to go to state library, national libraries. I'll borrow books. I'll read. I used to read whatever I found, but with caution. The good thing about that was that I was preparing myself. Nowadays, I can speak virtually in any field of life. I read about physics, chemistry, and aeronautics. I read about cooking, food, dressing. I read so many things as a young boy in secondary school. And I also read things that people thought were like abstract. I don't mean evil things. Like then I used to read about going to the moon, I read a lot. I prepared myself. So right where you are, recognize you're a product. You have something in you. I give you an instance. If you realize that you are gifted with voice to sing, go and read about music. Go and read different genres. Go and read how to sing. Go and read who sang what. Go and read. Don't just come to church and take the mic and shout, No, go and study. Through studying, through learning, you become quiet and you become better. Whatever area of life, recognize you're a product, prepare yourself. Number 2, recognize you're a product and package yourself appropriately. You must depict what you profess. You can't dress like a suspect and expect others to treat you like a prospect, and you are addressed the way you dressed. Speak to conform and portray your personality. Look your what and walk your loot. Look your what and walk what your looks. What am I saying? Package yourself well. Don't just act anyhow. I remember one day, you might want to laugh, when I was much younger. So my mom was on my neck to get married to a Nigerian lady. And I made up my mind I was going to marry this wonderful sister I saw in church. Okay. So we went out on a date. And now I'm not judging her actually, but I'm just telling you a story. Then I asked her, what would you like to eat? She called her order and the food came. And I saw the way she ate the food. I saw the way she talked while eating. I saw her comportment. I saw her behavior. I pulled back. Hey, this person, why are you acting this way? That aside, one day I was driving her to a place and then somebody scratched my car. As Christians, we should be gentle, even though we're strong. So I came out to say, hey, my friend, why did you act like this? The young sister jumped out of my car, took her shoe, hit the guy on the head. Are you crazy? How dare you scratch this car? Can your generation buy this car? I said, what? I'm the owner of the car, and you're acting this way. I just couldn't follow. The packaging for me was too poor. That's on a big scale of packaging. Let's come to a little scale. You're a Christian sister. You believe God has called you to sing. Okay, they give you the mic. Look at yourself from top to down. How do you package yourself? Not just dressing. How do you comport yourself as a Christian musician? When you get out in the streets, how do you comport? When you talk to people, how do you comport? What impression are you creating? Does the image you portray, let me tell you, when people leave you, they take up an impression of who you are. And that's who they think you are. That's why if you know a thief and they mention, someone stole, in your mind, subconsciously, you remember all the thieves you know. Why? Because as far as you subconsciously you are concerned, those people are equal to thieves. If they mention hardworking person, why did Pastor Amaka, there are a lot of people in Nigeria who she could have asked to do this, but she said, Doctor, I asked her, why do you want me to do this? She said, because when I talked about someone who can speak to the youth of Nigeria, someone who has done these things and someone who will speak from experience, I remembered you. In her mind, I am an entrepreneur. In her mind, I'm a pastor of Christ Embassy who is an entrepreneur, who has made money in the country, who has gone abroad and practiced entrepreneurship, and who is doing very well and who can help the youth. Imagine if the day Pastor Amaka met me, I was busy saying, hey babe, man, I like you, let's go to that corner. In her mind, I will be an adulterous, fornicating brother. Package yourself. What do you believe God has asked you to do? Comport your life to depict that. You can't say I'm Pastor Chris and dressed like Fela Kuti, Ransom Kuti. You go topless and act carelessly. No. Let your comportment, let your packaging depict the product that you are. So if you're an artist, look like an artist. Package yourself well. Behave like, when I say package, I don't just mean clothes. I mean both clothing, behavior, impression, the picture of you, the image, your brand. Let people, when people leave you, let them leave you with a mindset that this guy is this. When people meet me, they don't mistake if I'm born again. When I meet you, hello, how are you? God bless you. Are you born again? Sometimes I ask those men, they get angry, but they know me. They know, this guy is a preacher. One day I had an experience. I was working somewhere, an international organization. And there were a lot of non-Africans there. But there was this guy who liked cracking joke with everybody. He liked jesting about everything and everybody. So one day, a girl passed, and then he told the guys, they say, hey man, this girl is, they were talking about a girl, look at her, that one. As they were talking, I was coming towards them. One of the guys said, this guy, please stop this discussion, let this man pass. They didn't know me. I think that was my first week. Later they were telling me that when they said that, they were like, why do you have to stop? He said, this guy, it looks like they didn't know me, it looks like he's a pastor. Just meeting them first, they had the impression that this guy must be a man of God. Whatever you are, let it not be mistaken. If you're a footballer, when somebody meets you, package yourself and make them know that this thing we call complimentary card is supposed to be an introduction, a packaging. Even if you don't have complimentary card, package yourself well, my brother, my sister, package yourself. Okay, number 3, after packaging, price yourself well. I give you an information. There are some sisters who act funny and inordinately. Don't join them. Put yourself in the right pricing. Don't overprice, don't underprice. When sisters overprice themselves, they stay in the shelf. You find goods that are overpriced, nobody buys them. When they underprice themselves, everybody toys around with them. Give a right pricing for yourself. I just spoke that to sisters. But let's come to what we're discussing about you being a product. I still go back to the guy who is an artist. When I was young, I think I was 10 or 11 years old. I needed to make some money. I was young. I think I was 10 years old. When we were young, we used to send cards. It's not all this when you come on Facebook and say happy birthday. No, in our own time, you go to stationery shop, you buy a birthday card, then you write some sweet words for the person, put it in an envelope, put a postal stamp, and send it to the person. Sometimes the mail gets 2 weeks after the birthday. Sometimes if you're planned early enough, the mail gets on the birthday and the person would have received your card. We didn't have GSM, and phone calls were not very easily affordable. So Christmas we do that, Easter we do that, New Year we do that, Independence we do that, birthdays we do that, and so on and so forth. Okay. At some point, we had stack of cards in my house. I was, I think, 9 or 10. And I began to think, each time my dad would tear these cards and throw away. So one time I packed all the cards to my room. We lived in a university, and then the federal government approved for the window shields, this one you call louvers, for the window shields to be changed in all the hostels in the university. So one day, as a boy, I was just passing by and I saw a stack of glasses. So I took those glasses to the house, and then I cut out those pictures from those cards. I put them put paper, and I get what you call masking tape and marked them. And then I put a hanger and I began to sell them. These are supposed to be cards that were to be thrown away. These were glasses that were thrown away. But I assembled them into a new product and I sold them. I'm discussing pricing. So one time we had in our church Mother's Sunday. So I think I made 10, and I wrote Happy Mother's Sunday. So I came to church and I went to the fathers for them to pick up my cards and give to their wives. I think I sold maybe 2 or 3. But you know what? After, in my church, after Mother's Sunday, 2 Sundays after you have Father's Sunday. So that day that was Mother's Sunday, the guys didn't want to patronize me. But a lot of women saw my card. I was a boy. And they came to me to say, can you make for my husband? So they'll give me their name and give me the husband's name and tell me to write something. So I'll go home with my pen, I'll write it, and I made close to 50 of those cards from the card my parents were throwing away and broken louvers that came out from the hostel. That was it. I made so much money. But you know what? I was selling those things, I think either 2 naira then, either 2 naira or 3 naira, one of those things, either 2 naira or something, but it was quite a while, you know, but that was good money. So after that, some woman met me and said they were doing one special program, women's guild, and she wanted me to do it, and I was supposed to make 50 of those cards. And then she said to me, write this for each person. I wrote whatever. But as I was going to deliver that thing, I passed through the main market in my city. And I realized that the same card I was giving them, either 2 naira, was 5 naira. I went there, I went and hid the card by the corner of the door. And she said, hey my son, where are those cards? I said, I didn't make them. He said, why? I said, mommy, the glasses are costly. But that was lying. That wasn't good. He said, what do you mean? He said, mommy, the glasses were costly and you know. And she said, so what do you think? I said, mommy, maybe 4 naira. The woman counted 4 naira for 50 of them as a boy and gave it to me. As a little boy, my father's salary should have been 700 naira. I was earning like 200 from making artworks. But as I was going home, I felt guilty that I lied, but I also realized I was pricing myself well. After all, in the market, their own was not even better than my own. It was 5 naira. Why should my own be less than 5 naira? So what I did, next time people call me, say do this, I say, okay, my own is 450 kobo. From 2 naira to 3 naira to 450 kobo. And I priced it there. I pegged it there. I don't know what you want to do when you start doing it. Don't feel inferior about yourself, but don't feel too big. Put yourself in the right pricing. Be realistic about your pricing. Whatever you're going to do, that's one point. 2, about your life. Put a good price on your life. I've talked about your product. Talking about your life now. Put a good price on your life. Let me ask you a question. Who are you? What is your what? The Bible says you no longer own yourself. You've been bought by a price. God bought you by a price. What did God pay? God paid Christ. As far as God is concerned, you are what Christ. Young girl, you are what Christ. Don't act inordinately. Don't act wrongly with just any guy. Put a good price on yourself. Realize you're a product. Put a good price on yourself. Don't throw yourself around everywhere. Very important. Next point. Place yourself well. Realize you are a product and place yourself well. The first P we mentioned was prepare yourself adequately. Number 2, package yourself well. Number 3, price yourself well. Number 4, place yourself well. And I say, identify your platform. Don't just showcase yourself everywhere. Some people will kill you. Some people will demoralize you. Find the right platform. Find the right place to sell yourself. I know me that I'm a youth person. Children, youth, I know where I belong. Go there. And I say the leadership expert may be needed more in the city than in the rural area. I had a friend, she's an American. She came from America to Africa to do mission work. So once I took her to go youth program, she went there, she couldn't fit in. I tried to get her to talk to the youth, she just couldn't talk to them. So one time she said to me, she wanted to go to her own mission field. So I joined her and we went to the village. The same lady who was tongue-tied, who couldn't make a sentence in front of the young people. The same lady, you need to see how she was playing with old mothers. You need to see how these people were all around her. She was talking to them. She was even plaiting another woman's hair. She was helping them do this. That is her place. When you package yourself, well as a product, when you price yourself well, put yourself in the right place. Listen, my friend, you will not sell Lincoln Navigator in a village in Nigeria, but you can sell it in maybe First Tag in Lagos or in Abuja. You cannot go and open a rubber shoe company in Aso Rock. They won't buy it from you. They want to buy leather, superior leather. Just an example. Find out where you belong. Don't overprice yourself, like I said before. Find out where you belong. Go there. Number 5, recognize that you're a product and promote it openly. Promote yourself. Don't hide yourself. It is important that at a point in your life, you make yourself known for what you can do. Don't go saying, I can do. Just people will notice. Facebook is a very good place to market yourself. YouTube is there. Internet, you can go online, publicize yourself, but let someone know you for what you can do. Not just saying, I can't. No. Show us. Just show it to us. Just show it to us. Look for opportunity. Seek opportunities to showcase your talents. Don't always hide. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. I always say this. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. Talk about your abilities and don't be intimidated by the big names in the market. Don't despise this at the beginning. When I first came to this country, someone like Prophet Bushiri was by my right. Makandiwa was here. This one, all those big names. I didn't really think of competition. Don't make that mistake. Now I didn't really think of even starting a prophetic church. But you know something? I just minded my business. You know, there are some times I want to give a prophecy and halfway, NEPA will take light too. I'll say, Madam, come here. How are you? Fine. God bless you. Your name is this. Say, yes, man of God, it's me. Man of God, go deeper. I say, you're from this place. Yes. Your birthday is this. Yes. Your son's name is this. Yeah. Man of God, you're correct. The person will need that. Man of God, go deeper. NEPA will rock. Light will cut. No more prophecy. I'll be thinking, what do I say again? Holy Ghost, help me out here. At that point, I'll say, you're blessed. Can I pray for you? Say yes. I'll just bless them and go. Then at a point, I began to feel like, did I prophesy wrongly? They will laugh at me. No, that's the devil. When you start doing what God has asked you to do, don't be afraid of making mistake. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Promote yourself. If you make mistake, it doesn't matter. They will call you. We want to call on Sister Janet to come and sing for us. You come out. In the morning, and you go off key. They say, ooh, don't stop. Go back and learn it. Very important. Don't despise this a little beginning. Even if there are beginners in the industry, their time will come and they will fade out. Number 6, recognize your product and partner with the right people. Very important. Look for those who are in your field. A man who has cassava farm can partner with a man who has a cassava mill. A man who has a cement industry can partner with a man who is into real estate. A man who has a transport company can partner with a man who has a filling station. What is the sense in telling a man who has cassava farm to go and partner with construction companies? Are they going to be using the cassava to build house? Find those who are doing what you're doing and join them to do what they're doing. You might think there will be competition, but there could be a healthy competition. But most importantly, you're going to learn from them. Stay in your love. Differentiate between customers and consumers. Now let me explain this. Who is a customer and who is a consumer? A customer is one who takes your product and pays for it. A consumer is one who takes your product and cannot pay. Both of them are important. When you give to a consumer, it is called social corporate responsibility. When you give to a customer, it is called business. Have both of them. For example, this one I'm doing, people are not paying me. You didn't pay me anything. Amaka didn't pay me anything. I told her to sell. She said she cannot sell. But if I'm going to have to speak on TED Talk, or I'm going to speak in one international conference, my flight ticket, everything, $5,000, they will drop it before I go. You who is doing this, you should be able to know those who can't pay but may give you an opportunity. I give you an instance. The first time Frank Edward came to Enugu, Nigeria to sing, 2009, he flew from Lagos. Our pastor, Pastor Felix Eboide, could not pay Frank Edward so much. Just gave him, but he gave him a platform. He helped him. Some of you can't even sing in front of them, they'll call you. He said, no. My friend, look for opportunity to go and sing if you can sing. Someday, you will come up. Network with complementary producers, find the right mentors and mentees, seek international network. Let me explain this to you. You must not be born in Owerri, grow up in Owerri, and die in Owerri. Seek to live Owerri and go out. Even Jesus' brother has told him, he said, go out there and showcase what you have. Find a way together. Now, something very important I want to talk about here is what I call mentors and mentees. For whatever it is you want to do, make sure you get a mentor and get a mentee. A mentor pulls you up, a mentee pushes you up. I give you an instance. Me, when I came to this country, I needed to raise mentees. I started preaching. I got over 700 young people. I started teaching them different skills. I started a business school. I was just teaching. When these guys come and say, hey, uncle, daddy, I was able to do this, I'll be like, you did that? That will spoil me more. And then I had mentors whom I will call. Today, before I started this broadcast, I called my mentor. He's in Abuja. I called him. I said, Papa. I said, yes. I said, I'm doing this and this. I'm going to the US next month in March or April. He blessed me over the phone. This man can call me and say, hey, doctor, the Lord showed me this about you. Is it true? I said, yes, sir. He said, don't do it. He's a prophet. He's my mentor. He tells me at times, okay, go this way, don't go this way. Mentors can save you headache. One day I'm going to give out a teaching on mentoring, but not now. But I just want to state to you, get a mentor and get a mentee. Your mentors will pull you up and your mentees will push you up. Very important. And then another very important point, the last of them, is recognize your product and profit with it. So let me list them out again from number one. Number one, I said the 7 P's of converting your potentials through product to profit. That is what I call profiting with the investment of a person, or turning your passions to profit. The 7 P's are: 1, recognize you're a product and prepare yourself. Recognize you're a product and package yourself. Recognize you're a product and price yourself well. Recognize you're a product and place yourself well. Recognize you're a product and promote yourself well. Recognize you're a product and stay in the midst of the right people. And then recognize you're a product, and the last one, make profit from yourself. When you do things, attach a price. I give you an instance of what I used to do. I used to play keyboard. So churches will invite me, hey, man of God, come and play for us. So I'll say, okay, I'm coming. See how I began to do it. I know I cannot ask them to pay me. I'll be like, hey, man of God, hey, can you just wire me small money? Let me put fuel in my car. I'd be like, man of God, there's no money for fuel. Okay, I'm looking for money for fuel. I will delay and delay and delay. Oh, man of God, where are you now? I say I'm looking for money. They will now say, you don't have money for fuel. I don't have. They will now say, okay, we're going to send you money for fuel. They will now send. Gradually, they began to sense that this guy, we need to be giving him money. Gradually, I began to put price. I'd be like, man of God, why not just give me 500 naira instead of 200? Gradually, it became normal. People knew that they had to pay me. But there were some others who were still playing, who never got a dime. Put a price to your person, not to your pastor. Don't play in church and tell pastor to give you money and he didn't send you. But you know these guys who call you around, don't make yourself too cheap. Don't make yourself too costly. You must benefit financially each time you serve with your talent, because God gave you your talent as a means of making money. You can set profit targets. You can. You can. Jesus took money from people. Jesus had a treasurer called Judas Iscariot because he took money. Mary and Martha gave money. The kind of oil that was released on Jesus, they say is it 40 days, 400 days work or something. Check it out in the Bible. It was costly. Jesus accepted, financial benefits for the services he rendered while he was here on earth. You will have bills to pay now, bro. So you need to profit from what you do. Like this conference you guys are doing, I expect that this conference you should produce a CD and people should buy the CD. You should make money out of it. You go home, you play it, you sell it. I don't know what the details of the conference is. Maybe you have t-shirts, you sell it, people make money, face caps. When I was in Nigeria, I did all those things. I had businesses, I had things I did as volunteering. Even in my volunteering, I had to make sure that I made my basic needs met, So I advise you. So let me round off this way. Starting from the tops, I like you to know that money is not that piece of paper in your hand. Money is a spirit that issued when God said to man, when you sweat, you eat. And money is a universal valuer that determines the worth of what you bring and then pays you back. That is what money is. I also told you that God said when you sweat, you get money. And so the first indicators of how much money you deserve was your sweat. Christ came and elevated it from that level of sweat to the point of blood, because he took dominion from Lucifer. The dominion that Mammon had over money, Christ took it and now put it in his blood. And Paul clearly captured it by saying, the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ. So Christ is the author of our wealth, but he releases it in packets of grace for wealth. So that grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, we know that because of us he became rich, that we through his poverty might be made rich. And I said, this grace is in you, but it is released on you by words which are spoken over you. Like in the case of Isaac and Jacob, it's called a spiritual elixir. Peter says, such I have. Understand something. When Paul spoke in 1 Corinthians 12 verse 1, he says, brethren, concerning the special endowments of supernatural energy, I do not want you to be unawares. Supernatural energy, there is natural energy. There is natural energy, electric energy, heat energy, sound, this one. Those are energies. There's also supernatural energy. And he started listing them out. Word of wisdom, supernatural energy. Word of knowledge, supernatural wisdom, supernatural energy. The discernment of spirit, interpretation of tongues, speaking in tongues, and so on and so forth. He listed the 9 of them, which he called supernatural energies. Now let's take one, electrical energy. When you bring electrical energy into a house, with that energy, you can run your TV, you can run your fridge, you can run your air conditioner, you can run your lights, you can run your dishwasher, you can run your cookers. The difference is the appliances you plug to the energy, but the energy is the same. Let me take it back to the grace. Let me explain this to you. God has given you supernatural energy. It's in you. The difference is What grace do you apply to you? If you apply the grace for wealth, it gives you wealth. If you apply the grace for relationship, marriage, there's grace for marriage. Some people cannot marry. Some people, if you leave them with somebody, they'll start quarreling. Some people need grace for marriage. Some people need grace to make friends. Some people need grace for ministry. There's something called grace for wealth, and you have it in Jesus' name. And I gave you the important point, which I thought you should consider. And I said, most importantly, the formula for wealth is the value of what you do or you bring to the market, your ability to do it well, and difficulty in replacing you. So what are you doing now? You're singing, you're making artworks, just anyone. Do it very well, and do it in a way that people will say, hey, if brother so-and-so was here, he would have done it like this and like this. Let there be something about it that people always say, hey, if this guy was here, he would have been like this. And I went down to now teach you what I call the way to turn your passion to product and to profit. And I said the first question to ask is, who am I? Second question is, what can I do? Third question is, why am I here on earth? And then I now say to you, in trying to turn your product now to profit. Remember, to turn your passion to product, you ask, who am I? What can I do? Why am I here on earth? To now turn your product to profit, I gave you what I call the 7 P's of turning your product to profit. The first one is recognize your product, prepare it well, recognize your product, package it well, recognize your product, price it well, recognize your product, place it well, recognize your product, promote it well, recognize your product, stay with the right people, recognize your product, make profit out of it. In conclusion, if you truly want to achieve purpose, and be wealthy, you must do this. You must find a need and you must fill it. I leave you here and I want to pray for you. Let me pray for you. I'd like you to make up your mind to receive grace as I pray for you. You can open your mouth and speak in tongues wherever you are. Speak in tongues. Le pakura vendegila. Ma shadavala gon prekila oporon sekefala bondegie. Yima kaso gebelino opokonta lagiba. Barunze vegina iporoka sefetompre leginde iroboku sana iga. Zobevina iraka topende irokupe lekina izogombre legeda. Shamekuru vende lapekono ipakure ginda. In the name of Jesus Christ, I minister these words with the ability and the spirit to achieve what he says. Every man who has heard my word, every man who will ever play this message, whenever, I ask that the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that he released unto us when he took the tongues and shed his blood and took away the sweat of our brows and our face and elevated money from sweat to blood and overcame mammon, delivering wealth to our hand. That grace is available to these ones. And I pray, oh God, that these ones have moved away from poverty. Their eyes are opened to see wealth. Lord, you have done this for me many times. I ask that this will be done for them. Release wealth into their hands. Cause them to become wealthy. Cause them to understand how to make wealth from what they have, from within them. And those sisters who are in wrong relationships because they want money, I pull them out from that relationship and I open their eyes to see the wealth in them, that they don't need any man to lead them to sin to get money. I cause that from this message, millionaires and billionaires are developed. You have done this for me. Do it also for them. Doors are open. I speak money into their life. The spirit of money follows them. I command angels of wealth to follow them, surround them, put them in direction of wealth. These ones who have a covenant with poverty, I break it. Those ones who come from homes, they say you cannot buy a car, you can't do this, you can't build a house, you can't amount to anything, you can't succeed in school. I command those ordinances and voices to be broken. I speak wealth into your life. You are blessed. In Jesus' name. God bless you. And once more, I want to thank my pastor, Pastor Chris Oyakhilome. I first met Pastor Chris in 1989 as a little boy. 1997, I joined Believers Love World in the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. There a short while. In 2010, I was already coordinator in the ministry. I thank him because all the while in my life, he's been available, helping to raise me to what I am. I thank my zonal pastors, my group pastors. I thank our pastor here. I thank Pastor Maka and all the organizers. Just a minute, I need to get the name clear. She said the name is, what is this thing? Oh, I lost it. But she tried. I need to acknowledge you. Just a minute. Okay, I have here with me Pastor Amaka Rachel Modi. Hello, sister. I don't know you, but I see your face here. And Pastor Claren Ijoma. God bless you. And all of you in where is this place now? Somewhere in Nigeria. I think it's Believers Love World Naked. I don't know. Somewhere in Imo State. God bless all of you. Thank you. I hope I'm going to speak with you some other time. Amen.